Hi, everybody. My name's Zach, and I'm an applications engineer for an industrial automation distributor. Ooh, that's a mouthful. So, in plain English, my job is to help companies select automation products and implement them in their factories all around the world. Have you ever thought of the speed and precision it takes to manufacture your phone? Or how about the number of steps it takes to assemble a car from start to finish? Or how do we really know that that best buy date on our food items in our fridge is accurate? I'm here today to talk about industrial automation and how it plays a role in our lives every day, whether we realize it or not. So, what is industrial automation? Industrial automation is the use of technology like machines, computers, sensors, and devices to perform repetitious tasks with minimal human intervention. A lot of these tasks are hard or repetitive or unsafe for humans to do. The main backbone of a industrial automation system is the PLC, or programmable logic controller. And a programmable logic controller can be thought of as a simple computer that's made to interact with devices in a factory. They've evolved a lot over time, and they used to be just electrical circuits that would open and close based on electricity, whether it was present or not, and people used to design them. But PLCs actually meld the hardware and software elements together in order to make really complex stuff. So some of the devices that PLCs interact with, number one is sensors. Sensors measure things in the physical world. They measure all kinds of things like temperature or pressure or flow rate, like gallons per minute of something moving through a pipe. There's so many, I couldn't even begin to cover all of them. Another type of device that PLCs interact with are actuators. And you can think of actuators as anything that moves. So you can think of them as motors. Motors move, they drive conveyor systems, they drive gantry systems. A gantry is like a 3D printer. There is an X position, a Y position, and a Z position. I hope that was left and right, back and forth, and up and down. And you can attach a bunch of types of tooling onto the end of that to perform various tasks. Last but not least, under the actuators is robots, and robots are used all the time to do the same type of thing that you can do with gantry systems, except they generally have kind of a larger range and a little bit more use case, but they're usually way more expensive. Um, the last type of device that's really important for an actuator or for a PLC is the HMI, or human machine interface. And if you've ever used your phone, then you've used an HMI. Uh, we build them specifically for machines or automation systems so that we can read sensor data or display it to an operator, or we give them start or stop buttons. And that's a really basic rundown. You can make it a lot more complex, but that's the general idea. So, why do we automate things? Number one is efficiency. Machines don't need to rest. We can run them 24/7. And in the food industry, it's extremely common that machines or multiple production lines are running 24/7, 7 days a week. Another aspect is quality. Machines make fewer errors than people, and if you have, it's really important in a large batch of products. If we're manufacturing at a huge volume of bad products is going to cost a lot of money. And then finally, but definitely not least important, is safety. A lot of these systems, a lot of the drive for automation has actually been to create a safer work environment for operators and people in the facility. And then it becomes a factor of savings. You know, a culmination of all those things becomes savings for the company. Um, the ISA, which is the International Society of Automation, states that industrial automation can significantly reduce costs, production costs, and improve product quality, allowing manufacturers to stay globally competitive. It's extremely important to do automation or to automate your processes, especially if you're trying to produce anything at scale. Everybody in all of the large manufacturing or any kind of name brand manufacturer that you can think of, I almost guarantee that they are doing automation in their facility. You'd be surprised at the level of small shops that are doing automation. There is a machine I worked on not too long ago. It was a concrete mixer, and it was an automated machine that mixes concrete and pours concrete. Um, so to summarize, automation is everywhere. Um, Phones, like I said, your phone is made with crazy amounts of speed and precision. The automotive industry uses robots to spot weld and even paint automotives. Food production, for example, milk, that's a fully automated process. Raw milk comes in on a tanker, it gets heated up, it gets um, homogenized, which is it gets pushed through a really, really tiny orifice or hole at really high pressure, and that actually keeps the milk from separating for at least a good couple weeks. So automation isn't just robots and AI. It's not just a bunch of buzzwords. It's engineers like me solving problems that address speed, quality, and safety in the production of all sorts of things. And like I said, everybody is using automation. So, thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned a bit about automation today. And I hope you think about it the next time you use your phone or drive your car or look in your fridge. Thank you, everybody.